Texas Senator and Grandpa Munster doppelganger Ted Cruz is on the run again, just as his home state is bracing for a brutal storm. To anyone thinking Cruz's all but certain 2028 presidential run is a sure bet, or for that matter, to anyone who thinks Cruz cares about the people of his state over his own comfort and vanity, prepare to take notes on this one. You will be glad that you did. This is The David Reddish Show. Welcome, Occupy Democrats viewers. I'm David Reddish. Once again, if you're missing me on this channel, that's because Occupy Democrats has sent me over to my very own channel and my own show. So, to make sure you get the full story and all the breaking news in American politics, make sure to follow the link to the David Reddish Show channel and subscribe. Besides keeping yourself informed, you will help me get the word out to others and pay for luxuries in my life like food. But let's move on to that misanthropic Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Apart from being a constant showboat, trying to steal attention by filibustering his own party, for example, Senator Cruz has a nasty habit of fleeing when his leadership and influence are most valuable. Apart from, according to historians, being the Republican who ultimately sold the party out to Donald Trump, see the PBS Frontline documentary on the 2016 rise of Trump for more on that intriguing development. Apart from selling out his own party, the man likes to sell out his own voters. Remember his ill-fated trip to Cancun?
Despite his fellow Texans suffering, freezing, going hungry, some of them even dying, Senator Ted Cruz last night flew to Cancun, Mexico for a family vacation. There were pictures of him at the airport and on the plane that popped up on social media, and moments ago he confirmed that was him. He felt he needed to trade the prickly cactus of his recorded podcast for the inviting palm trees of the Yucatan Peninsula, apparently in the middle of a crisis, a disaster of historic proportions. And what makes this even worse is that Cruz used police resources in the middle of said crisis to make his way to the Sky Zone. Houston police confirming moments ago that Cruz's staff requested assistance to get him to the airport. Now, the irony here is thick because one of Cruz's re-election selling points in 2018 was that he helped Texans during the Harvey disaster.
When disaster struck, Texans came together, helping each other, everyone doing their part. Like Ted Cruz, who brought home billions in disaster relief and passed emergency tax relief for those hit by Hurricane Harvey.
No official, state or federal, has been more involved in the recovery of Galveston County than Senator Ted Cruz.
When the hurricane hit, you stood up for Texas, and Ted Cruz stood up for you.
I'm Ted Cruz, and I approve this message.
But now Cruz is not up for re-election. He is abandoning his state.
And if you thought Cruz learned his lesson after that debacle, stay tuned. Some people never learn. This might be a good time for me to mention the best description of Ted Cruz I've ever heard, and it came, believe it or not, from a former senator named Al Franken. When addressing the way he would work with Republican lawmakers in the Senate, Franken said something surprising. He talked about how he liked Ted Cruz more than most of his Republican counterparts. And then he added, "And I hate Ted Cruz." In other words, people like Ted Cruz about as much as they liked that poop Cruz back in 2013. See the Netflix documentary for more on that. But I digress. At the moment, another harsh winter storm is about to hit Texas, and apart from raising questions about Cruz's denialism of climate change, the situation also raises questions about Cruz's common sense. Check this out. The Daily Beast now reports that late last night, Ted Cruz was spotted boarding a plane out of Texas bound for Laguna Beach, California, a suburb of Los Angeles. Incidentally, we've been having sunny weather in the high 70s the past week here in the Golden State. Political strategist Shea Jordan Smith snapped a photo of Cruz aboard the plane, which appears to confirm that he, once again, is abandoning his state in a time of need. Smith wrote, quote, "Senator Ted Cruz was spotted earlier today, January 20th, 2026, on a plane heading to Laguna Beach as the state of Texas braces for a rare ice threat and Arctic cold front," close quote. Well, what do you know? I should mention at this point that a spokesperson for Cruz told the Daily Beast, quote, "Senator Cruz is currently on pre-planned work travel that was scheduled weeks in advance. He will be back in Texas before the storm is projected to hit," close quote. Sure, Jan. Believe it when it happens. After all, Cruz has pulled this stunt more than once before. Apart from his Cancun trip, last July, Cruz was on vacation in Greece while Texas experienced deadly flooding. Such a man of the people, that Ted Cruz. Let's hope the people of Texas keep this in mind the next time he comes up for re-election. And more importantly, let's hope the American people keep this in mind should he run for president again. I don't know about you, but if I had to choose a Cruz, I would pick the poop Cruz over Ted Cruz. This is the David Reddish Show.